6.2 V8 life. Wow. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're going to be going over the all-new Chevy Silverado 1500 LTZ with the 6.2 V8. First and foremost, though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Large Miller Chevy here in Murray, Utah for giving me some time with this truck. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask to work with Nick and Gage. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 6.2 liter V8 that goes to a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 15 around town and then 20 on the highway, with power outputs being 420 horsepower and then 460 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go to the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see these 6.2L badges that signify this has the 6.2 V8. And then other than that, pretty normal Chevy hood. Coming down below, we've got the cool LED daytime lights with the LED headlamps, tons of chrome trim there with the grille. You've got the signature Chevy bow tie. Notice the camera below the bow tie. Parking sensors there with the bumper and chrome front bumper, because again, LTZ, right? And putting it all together, I think it's a pretty good looking luxury truck. Coming on the side here, our tire wheel setup is 275/60/20 in the front and over in the rear as well. And you guys can see silver with the coloration on the wheels to kind of match the rest of the silver/chrome trim on this truck. Now we got our Z71 decal because this has a Z71 package. Notice chrome on the mirrors and on the door handles and the window trim as well. And that Z71 package gives you these cool all-terrain tires. And then taking a look at the side profile here of the truck, I do like the distinctive lines there for the fenders. I think those look great, but overall, pretty cool side profile. And then we do still have leaf springs, and then we also get off-road shocks with this Z71 package. So here's our key fob. You guys can see we've got the unlock function, the lock function, remote start, and then the drop down for the tailgate, as well as the Chevy logo there on the back, and bada bing, bada boom. Now popping into the bed area, we have 1,629 pounds of payload capacity. You guys can see we've got LED lights here in the bed as well, and then we have a full power outlet down below. Notice the Chevy bow tie there in the center, and it's already all protected from the factory, which is cool. When you're all done, just press that little button right there, and boom, raises the tailgate. Cool lights here on the back of the LTZ, and then you guys can see Chevrolet stamped into the tailgate. Silverado, got the LTZ badge. Parking sensors here with the bumper steps. Still have these squeezed exhaust tips. Towing capacity is about 9,100 pounds with this truck, and there's the rear. Now popping to the rear door panel, you got nice wood trim here, and then you guys can see with the stitching and the padding down below, still have that cool double stack design. And then you got our window control over here, and pretty decent storage. Now with the LTZ, you do get these leather seats perforated in the center, and then you guys can see the behind the seat storage right there, and those perforated at the bottom, and we got more under seat storage as well. Legroom here in the back is actually really solid. We've got a storage pocket right here, a couple cup holders, we've got our heated seat controls, USB ports as well, and some vents. And then headroom's also solid back here. And yes, we do in fact have a cup holder armrest. Now with the front door panel, you can see again with the wood trim, and then look at that double stack design with all the stitching. All of our window controls, front two are automatic, and then you got all of your mirror adjustments. The mirrors do power fold in as well. Memory seats, and then blind spot monitoring for the mirrors, and there you go. Now with the front seats, really nice leather trim, again perforated in the center portion of the seat. We've got all of our power adjustments on the side as well, and then look at that, Z71 on the floor mat. Now this is your parking brake. This is your drive line select. So we have 4-wheel auto, 2-wheel high, 4-wheel low, and 4-wheel high. Your drive mode select down below, your tow haul mode, and then all of your light controls are in that section right there, and then the steering wheel is power adjustable. So here is our steering wheel, really nice leather trim all around. You got the darker stitching on the center portion, radio controls on the back, paddle shifters for the 10-speed automatic. We got controls for center stack, voice command controls, heated steering wheel button on the steering wheel. We've got our adaptive cruise control on top of that, and then of course, turn signal windshield wiper stock. Full digital gauge cluster here in the center, and then you can scroll through a bunch of different menus here in the center as well to see different bits of info on the truck. But the exciting thing is going to be the drive mode select. So tow haul mode, you got that little animation, and then you've got a sport mode and an off-road mode as well, and it gives you cool animations for both of those too. So here is the camera view with the truck. You've got a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. You got the bird's eye view, and you can see out of every single angle with this camera system, which is fantastic. And I mean, I guess there's not as many views as I thought, but overall, Pretty cool setup. Now as for the rest of the infotainment system, shortcut bar here on the side, you got the main screen here, which has really good response time. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You got a little clock there on the side as well. You can also switch it to other tabs on top of that. And then yes, we got the home screen button by the home screen button. Lane departure, that's for your parking sensors, your auto stop, start, tailgate, drop down, and raise up function. You've got this for the hazard lights, stability control, hill descent control, and that's to roll down all the windows at once. And then we've got our trailer brake controls already integrated here, dual zone climate system, heated and cooled seats, and then we've got some USBs. Here's our shifter for the 10-speed automatic transmission, and then we've got a couple of cup holders right here. And then look at the center console with the nice perforated leather and everything. And storage space in here is solid with a wireless phone charging pad and some USBs. Really nice leather trim all over the dash, and then you guys can see down below with the glove box, really good storage space, and perforated on the front face, which is awesome. And then more glove box action. Then look at the wood trim that goes across. Now up top here, you guys can see we do have a button for power sliding rear window, controls for the sunroof here, just a regular sunroof. And I believe, yeah, this one just has the regular mirror. So sorry about the glare, but anyways, we have a 3-year, 36,000 mile basic warranty, and then 5 years, 60,000 mile on the powertrain. And then when it comes to base MSRP, it's 58,000. We've got quite a few options, including the 6.2 and the Z71. If you guys are wanting the 6.2 is $24.95. Total MSRP on this one is $65,155. Wow, 6.2 V8, 65 grand. That's not bad in today's market. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors. Then throw the rest to the rear, and let's set off. So setting off in this Silverado with the 6.2 V8, and this thing is quite the monstrosity. It's pretty cool. Tons of torque so far. And something that I like about the new Silverado is just the overall feel of the cabin. So with the seats, pretty soft, but I will say they kind of with the padding and cushioning and everything, they're a little bit on the harder side of things. But you know, I'm actually a fan. I don't actually mind that at all. But yeah, the drive really smooth and comfortable, which I think is a big plus. And cabin's pretty quiet, so insulation overall is solid. And definitely liking this heated steering wheel, that's for sure. It's let's see, temperature's not there. I guess we have to get it from the infotainment system. 36 degrees outside. Okay, it's not that bad. Those of you that live up in Canada are like, hey Ben, that's basically summertime. And hey, I get it. Yeah, so much torque. It's just barely into the throttle, and it's just boom, that 460 pound-feet of torque is peppy. Okay, so we are going over the train tracks here, so we'll see how this, ooh man, that person jumped over them. Anyways, we'll see how the suspension handles. Is pretty good. 6.2 V8 life, wow. Gosh, this engine is so powerful. You just can't get the same feeling in, you know, a twin turbo V6 is what you can get in this. I am calling out Ford a little bit, and Toyota, and Ram in the near future as well, because Ram's about to use a twin turbo inline 6. So here's the deal. In terms of exterior aesthetics, I mean, I feel like with truck buyers, they're pretty biased towards one brand or the other. I think they all look good for different reasons. The strong point, I think, on the Silverados is actually the fenders. With how they've molded the fenders, it makes it look wide and aggressive. I think they've done a good job with that. I think that Ford could definitely take some notes on the F-150. And then when it comes to the interior, this new refresh Silverados, it's really solid. Digital gauge cluster, really nice infotainment system, and material use is pretty good throughout. It definitely feels a lot more upscale compared to the previous version. Still do have a lot of plastic throughout, so there is no avoiding that. And when it comes to driving, this does kind of drive more like an old school truck. It feels more body on frame like, it feels more truck like. And the 6.2 V8 is just fantastic. Yes, I understand there's ice possible. Okay, anyways, it's really good. And the thing is, Chevy pretty much has a monopoly right now with this, because yes, Ford has a 5.0 V8, but less power, less torque. Ram has a 5.7 Hemi, less power, less torque. You guys seeing the pattern here? So this is the best V8 in the truck world. The power, the torque, it's all there, and You know, again, the price too. That's another big thing with this truck. This thing's $65,000. I mean, you look at a Ram Laramie nowadays, loaded up like this, or a Ford F-150 Lariat, you're over 70 grand. So this is a bargain with a solid engine. That's gonna sum things up with our video on this Silverado LTZ with the 6.2 V8. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Chevy here in Murray for giving me some time with this truck. Check out the info in the description down below. I'll see you.